WA 2015 turf races to date. These young men and women are putting their fitness to the test. They're off.
We're very proud and honored to be here tonight to support and join with United Way in kicking off this campaign. Milton is growing fast, which is great, but what that means is there's a lot of people that need support, and we're hoping that you'll help support that aggressive campaign.
The generosity of our viewers right across the GTA. Every one of those toys will find their way into a child's hand on Christmas morning, and we thank each and every one of you. Thank all of you, and from all of us to all of you, we wish you a Merry Christmas!
These individuals have been shunned by society in many cases. They don't necessarily have family, friends, or support systems. And the forces just embrace them.
We're going to feed an entire community.
For hosting us again this year. We are so grateful that they can host us again and show you guys a great time today.
We're thrilled to have you all. You're in for an exciting day, and Woodbine's just thrilled to be a participant in hosting you, and we look forward to many years to come.
All those different events, Jessica. I mean, there's so many things that go on during the course of the year for WEG Cares. I guess tell us a little bit about them. I love this garden. I haven't actually been up and close in the dirt there yet, fondling the dirt, but...
We need volunteers, Jen.
Oh, we need volunteers. Okay, I'll make sure I find you some. Okay, so... But no, Jason Portuondo hosted, I guess, some sort of official thing there, and he said it's amazing how much, you know, vegetables and like food comes out of that garden there.
It's incredible, yeah. So this was a pilot project that we started this year with a charity in Toronto called Evergreen, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Evergreen Brickworks that's along the Don Valley Parkway. And they do community gardens all across Canada, and they had approached us for sponsorship, and we said, well, we have land, why don't we do a garden here and help feed our community here in Rexdale, because there are a lot of families in need in this area. And the garden supports 4 local community groups, one being Ernestine's Women's Shelter and Youth Without Shelter, which both have kitchens and feed 80+ people per day. We also have the Albion Boys and Girls Club and the Racetrack Chaplaincy, which supports the spiritual needs of people that live and work on the backstretch here at Woodbine. So those are our 4 recipients of the garden, and it's all run by volunteers. So it's a big part of our WEG Cares volunteer program here at Woodbine. We have employee volunteers that come out every week and water and weed and harvest. We have a full-time gardener who's been in the garden all year that's part of Evergreen, and we've harvested over 1,000 pounds of food so far this year. And the number of volunteer hours that we put into the garden this summer is the equivalent of one person their entire year of work. That many hours, yeah. So it's been quite a project, but very successful as far as the community partners that get the food. They get it each week, and they've been really, really happy to add that to their kitchens and also into their pantries, because they each have pantries that local families that have moved on from the shelter can come back and get fresh food at the pantry. So It's worked really well. We are working now on a sponsor for next year to make sure that we can make it happen again, and I think we're making good headway. We're going to add a few other partners to the garden so we can help more people. But we're always looking for volunteers, so if anyone's interested, we would love to have you come out.
What's the process for someone who wants to volunteer for something like that?
Yeah, so one of my colleagues, Emily Mallon, she's our volunteer coordinator, and I am going to pass out, I brought along a couple of copies of our corporate social responsibility report that just sort of sums up all of the initiatives that we did this year for WEG Cares, and Emily's contact info is in there. So yeah, the garden was a big highlight for us this year because it brought so many people together and it helped so many people, and it was quite amazing what we could grow there. I was blown away, quite frankly. And another few things I wanted to highlight, one was the HOPE program that Vicki was speaking about, and you saw a quick clip on the television, but HOPE stands for Horses Offering People Encouragement. And it's really using the long-run retired horses and working with people that have suffered extreme situations in their life, and they're unable to trust, and they're unable to maybe leave the house, those types of scenarios. And when they work with the horses just seem to understand. And it's quite incredible what happens, the transformation that happens in this HOPE program. So that one has been very rewarding to be a part of, for sure, and as far as supporting that program. We support over 20 other community groups, both here in Rexdale and in the Milton area, because of Mohawk Racetrack, the local hospitals, and other organizations with a focus on youth. Aftercare for horses. We also support the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Association, and also health. So that really kind of sums up WEG Cares.
And United Way races, people seem to have fun watching people running around on the turf course.
Yeah.
And that was good. And didn't you have a mascot thing this year as well?
Yeah, the turf races this year, we added a mascot race, and we had the Toronto Raptor come. He was kind of the hit, and he raced against Lucky, who's the Woodbine Thoroughbred mascot, and we made it very clear that no one was to beat Lucky because he's the Thoroughbred. He ended up second, but we had 5 mascots altogether. It was fun. We raised $11,000 for United Way that day from our employees, and also some corporate partners that came to help us.
Well, we can always get lucky, but long run now, I think.
Yeah.
That's, I mean.
Great idea.
We're lucky. Well, that's super. Yeah, oh, and bake. I guess you have baked. There you go. Lucky you can run the track. Yeah, WEG Cares is just seems, I guess now that you have it, WEG Cares, it's called something, so now it's easier for people to see what's going on. I think there's a website as well now, or an actual place to go on the Woodbine site.
Yeah, we have a WEGCares.ca, and we also have, if any of you are on social media, of course we're on Twitter and Facebook with WEG Cares. We have a corporate social responsibility report that I'll pass out to anyone that would like to read it, but it just really is an annual report that talks about everything to do with Woodbine Entertainment, and a big focus on our community involvement. And it really has become part of the employee culture. We have 1,700 employees at Woodbine, including all the full-time, part-time, and casual. And in a culture survey last year, they ranked WEG Cares and the company's community involvement as one of the most important things to the employee group. So it really means a lot to the people that work here, because people that work with horses and in horse racing tend to have very big hearts and care. So it really aligns well with a lot of the people that are here at Woodbine.
That's terrific. Well, WEG Cares, and hopefully everybody will take a little look at the brochure report here that Jessica has brought us. And, is there something coming up? What happens to, say, WEG Cares once Woodbine ends? I mean, obviously you're planning for next year, but is there still events, things going on? Is there a Christmas event? Or?
Yes. This is almost our busier season from the community perspective. So November and December are really full because all the charities are doing their fundraising during those months. So we have a big Daily Bread food bank drive that's going on currently, and our property services department compete at the Daily Bread food bank in a food sort challenge. So they're trying to raise $10,000 right now to compete in that challenge. And we have multiple Christmas events with the Boys and Girls Club, the Women's Shelter, the Youth Shelter. We feed, our chefs prepare a special Christmas dinner for all the kids that are in the youth shelter. And then our employees go and they serve that Christmas dinner to them. So many, many events happening in the next few months.
Well, that's great to know, and I sort of gathered, I thought maybe it would be busier just because of the time of year that's coming up, but it's always interesting to know and what everybody's working on in the future. Does anybody have any questions for Jessica about WEG Cares? And certainly help yourself to come and get a report here. So volunteer, contact the girl Emily if you want to volunteer or come to an event or, you know, offer any kind of help is great. It must be very rewarding for you, Jessica, to do this work.
It is, Jennifer, yeah, no question. I feel extremely lucky to be at the track and around the horses and seeing the horses that were here on Sunday for the International. I mean, it was thrilling. And then to be able to work with the community and give back, it's pretty amazing.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you, Jessica, for giving us a little look inside WEG Cares in that video. Really important, and hopefully we can do this again and have you back for another Toronto Racing Club meeting, because I think more people need to hear about this and know more about it. So thank you so much for coming, Jessica. All right. Now we have 2 minutes to race.